nothing where they were like performing together. Like they didn't
Absolutely
invite each
not.
other.
This was not like a Jonas Brothers situation where Joe and Nick went on stage.
The Dissection with Erin Mulligan.
After Harry's Zoom call, the hashtag One Direction 2020 was trending. I took part in that trend. And then right after that, Liam went live on Instagram. And I think this just like spurred everything into a tornado. And it really kickstarted everything because God bless Liam Payne. Everybody knows that he talks a lot and that he can talk forever. And he has such a wonderful accent, so I'll listen to him. But, oh my gosh, hold on, I'm going to backtrack because even before this, I read it that it was in January. I don't know why I thought it was in the summer. But in January, he accidentally told an interviewer that there would be a documentary coming out for the 10th anniversary. That, I think, was the thing that kickstarted this whole conspiracy or rumor.
Yeah, everyone's also wondering what can be, like, is it a documentary about their solo careers? And then what's to come of One Direction? Nothing where they were like performing together. Like they didn't
Absolutely
invite each
not.
Other.
This was not like a Jonas Brothers situation where Joe and Nick went on stage. Yeah, but there was no chance that they were going to perform together.
Yeah, which is like weird. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you, when I went to that Liam Payne concert, I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
One of the songs that Liam performed, he had a screen in the back. And there was a One Direction montage behind it.
And he wasn't singing History?
No. Because I think he's only allowed to sing songs that he wrote himself. I could be wrong, but like he only sang certain songs.
So he sang, did he sing? I thought he sang Little Things. Did he not?
Let me look. I don't think so.
That's
but like I
interesting,
found it weird. Yeah.
Because I guess that would make sense because Niall sang Fool's Gold on his last tour. Harry sang If I Could Fly. And Louis been singing Little Black Dress and Drag Me Down. Niall sang Drag Me Down as well. So those are all songs that they all wrote. So it makes sense. I want to read the quote that Liam said about the documentary coming out for their anniversary. I guess he was just asked about his memories of One Direction concerts. And so he said, I think we filmed that show and it will, he was asked about one of the shows. I forget which show. He said, I think we filmed that show and it will be part of a documentary around an anniversary. I want to say Brazil, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of the, like, not in the U.S.
Yeah, so like to tie it along, This Is Us, One Direction's documentary, was taken off of Netflix, which I'm ticked off about. After Liam said, from his Instagram Live, what did he say, Camille?
From his Instagram? Oh, that he had been in contact with them, with Niall.
Is that what he said?
Didn't he say he FaceTimed Niall?
So the Sun reported that Liam was asked about a possible reunion, and he said, and I quote, "We've got a 10-year anniversary coming up, so we've all been speaking together a lot over the last few weeks, which has been really nice. At the moment, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say." Okay. Then he was on James Corden, basically said the same thing, that he doesn't know what he's allowed to say, but that they've been speaking. And I just feel so fortunate for Liam Payne. Because no matter what, because he has a new song out with Alessio, so he's going to be promoting that, even virtually. And he's going to be asked all these questions. So it's good.
And everyone's more interested, I feel like, the news about One Direction than his new song.
Absolutely. Actually, on his YouTube channel, he went through old One Direction memories and then just like talked about them more in detail and like said things that people never knew about those things. So don't you think that's like ironic?
Yeah, and it's like people really saw when they posted that online. Like it came up on like my top picks and stuff. I think it was trending at one point.
Yeah.
Like, he hit on very certain things.
He
and they
did.
just happened to be doing it the year of the 10-year.
I know. Louis was also in an interview with BBC Radio 2, I think. And they asked him if he was going to be a solo artist for the rest of his career. And he said, I don't know. You have to ask the others. And he said that obviously they have the reunion coming up. And I think he said something like he didn't know what was happening, but they've been speaking, which is always good to hear. So recently also, the One Direction account became active again. And they released these lists on Twitter. Do you know what they are? What lists are?
No, I think there only certain accounts have them, and you can add them as you go. And I think it's just to get information from that one person individually. Because you subscribe to them, you don't follow them.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
Because they're like a part of the account. So you can't follow the list.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So One Direction apparently has always had these lists on their account. And so there's a list for Harry, Liam, Louis, Niall, 1D Day, VIP, One Direction, and then Zayn. So apparently they've been there since 2014, and then they just made them public. It appears that like how they're listed is what was, it's in chronological order of what they added. So they added Zayn last. So I feel like if they have reconciled, it was very recent.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that is that, or maybe I'm wrong, or that they have reconciled and they took him off in 2015 when he left. And they just added
put
him back
on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Those were made public on April 11th, but they were made February 24th or 25th because that's where their tweets
all the rumors started to come back. Yeah.
So also the 1D Day stuff, like what it's One Direction One Direction Day or 1D Day VIP. What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know if that means like you're gonna get certain content on there or like know about things faster. That's what I think it would be. But like I feel like it originally meant something else, but now that like they can't hold certain events because of the coronavirus, I feel like it's gonna mean something different now.
The original 1D Day, was that 2013 or 14?
I believe it was 2013.
Okay, because they were singing Midnight Memories songs and it was like promoting Midnight Memories a lot. So you're probably right. I'm just saying, like, because maybe they always had that list and never deleted it. Maybe that was like how they got fans to go or something. Like how they put Harry in the telephone booth with those two fans. Or like how they had them watch the wrestling. What?
It was 2013.
Oh, okay. Then this has to be new. Because if these lists were made in 2014, that happened in 2013, that there's no point. Interesting. Okay. My earbud fell out. We didn't know if this was like a hint or not, but Liam and Niall FaceTimed. They have FaceTimed in the past. I don't know if it's just like Liam felt like posting it and being like, oh, look what I'm doing. Or if they were like going over business stuff. I don't know. Maybe they were writing together. I don't know. But whatever. That's just a minor thing that we had to cover. Camille, can you talk about this whole thing with Niall's live videos? I mean, I only noticed it in Niall's because I missed Liam's live video the other day when he let that quote slip. And I've been around every time Niall goes live. And I noticed that some fans were commenting, touch your hair or touch your ear if One Direction's coming back. Or they would ask a question and then say, touch your hair or ear if the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Did you find more information about it, or where did you see that, like, initially?
So it was on one of his most recent live streams. I forget who he was doing it with, but he was doing it with someone else. And this girl said, like, touch your hair if One Direction's coming back together. So he really saw it and smiled. And, like, he could be, like, chalant about it, like, would put his hand through his hair or something. But he literally puts his hand into his hair, grabs his hair, and starts pulling it, and then puts his hand down.
Was he laughing at all?
Yeah. I'm like, is he trying to make it obvious, or like, is he
Yeah.
just joking around with us? Because it's like a thing where you tell them to do it during their live streams. I've only ever seen them do it to Niall, and
Mm.
I don't know if that's because Niall hasn't really said too much about the reunion, so this is their way of getting it out of him. Because I feel like Niall is probably the hardest one to keep a secret. I can see that. I can see him always wanting to tell the truth, things like that. So like they're like trying to keep him outside of it, like not spoil anything.